Hey guys, I'm Jordan, and this is the channel Strokeism, and right now I have 150 subscribers, and yeah.
All right, so we're working on getting subscribers and getting viewers so that we can help as many people as possible know about a stroke, know what happens, what to look for, all those things, right?
Yeah.
So everybody keep subscribing, keep sharing so we can possibly make a difference for someone else.
Yes.
In this video, we're going to talk about what happened and why Jordan had a stroke on Valentine's Day in 2019. We're going to start with a little bit of a backstory so you can understand how things happened on the day that it did happen. So, the kids that you hung around with, did you know them for very long?
So I didn't know them for very long because I moved from Arizona, and I spent 10 years there. And Arizona was a really fun place, and we moved to Burlington for just like 4 months, and that was also fun. I played Little League and everything, but I moved to Moline in 7th grade.
Okay, and this happened to you this year in 8th grade,
Yes.
right? Okay, so did you have any specific group of friends that you hung out with?
I did, but I really was friends with everyone.
Yeah, that's awesome. So in the group of friends that you were with more often, what did you guys do at school?
We tended to roast and rap and everything like that.
Did you have any problems with anybody in school prior to this day?
I did have two problems, but they were small problems and they were big groups that I was in. So the people that I really liked were in those groups. So those two people, I didn't sweat it.
Okay. Can you tell us a couple of the incidents that happened with some people that weren't necessarily your friends, but in those groups?
I got pushed down the stairs at lunch, and I got pushed down the stairs at lunch, and
Were you called any names by anybody at school?
I was, and I was called the N word a couple times, but that was usual.
And that led to a couple of problems, but they got resolved in general.
In general, they did. My parents always went to the school and talked to the police officer and like all that. So
And the principal.
the principal
Okay.
too.
And then there was one student who threatened you almost daily for all of 7th grade.
Yeah.
What caused that to stop?
She was expelled
Do you know what she got expelled for?
for bringing a knife to school,
Okay.
and that was mostly, yeah.
Okay. So there definitely were some problems, but in general, you felt like the good outweighed
Yeah.
the bad.
Yeah.
What did mom think about you being at school at the school?
So she didn't like it, and she kind of was always telling me to do homeschool because it would show more of a chance and just learn more things that you want to learn. So yeah.
And put you more in a safe environment if all these things were happening.
But I wanted to be close to people that were, I wanted to gain social skills.
Okay. And hang out with friends and
Yeah.
all of that. Did you have good teachers at school?
Yeah, I had great teachers and bad teachers, but I mean, I did have a lot of great English teachers.
Okay. Were you in regular classes or?
I was in advanced, uh, I was in advanced English only, but then in 8th grade, they, she moved me to where I was gonna be in 9th grade. I was gonna be in advanced history, so advanced history and advanced English.
All right. So did you like to be at school and want to be there, and that's why you didn't want homeschool?
It was fun, but it was also stressful, for just doing all those things that, like, there was so many like things that were new to me that were really really kind of stressful.
All right. The day that you had the stroke was Valentine's Day of this year, 2019.
Mm-hmm.
How had that day been?
That one had been stressful. Because I don't remember exactly what had been going on, but I remember I'd been roasted a lot and just, normal things, but semi-normal things.
Normal for your normal day at
Yeah.
school, but not necessarily normal
Mhm.
for everybody.
Yeah.
So you got through the whole school day pretty uneventful, other than being roasted or people talking
Yeah.
or whatever. So at the end of the school day, you went to your locker and got your stuff to leave. Why didn't you just walk out the door after you got your stuff?
Because I got called from one of my associates. They called me and they said my name, Jordan, and I looked and I walked over and I can't remember what happened or what he said or anything like that, but I was looking directly into his eyes and I said that I don't remember what I said, but then another student walked up to me and picked me up by my arm and leg and body slammed me.
Okay, so when you got called over to talk to the other kid that was in your group of friends or associates,
Yeah.
Did you guys just talk or did you touch each other?
We did push each other because we were friends and somewhat, and we were just messing around.
Okay, and did you see the other kid coming from behind him?
I saw him out of the corner of my eye, but we were in the hallway and it's busy, so I thought it was that.
Okay, and when he lifted you up by your arm and leg, before going onto the ground, did you hit anything else in that process?
I hit the locker, and I hit the locker, and then I slid down and hit the ground, and I felt a little bit of a headache immediately, but I thought that was just hurting, like pain in my head.
So when he lifted you up, your head hit the handle of the locker pretty hard.
Yes.
And then he body slammed you onto the ground and hit your head on the exact same side, right?
Yes.
Did you know the kid who did this?
I did kind of. I knew him from a year ago, and we had some of the same friends and stuff. And on Snapchat, we just talk once every blue moon.
Okay,
But
so
I
he
didn't
wasn't
know.
really like a friend. You didn't really know him
No.
very well or anything like that. So do you have any idea why he would have done that?
I don't. He just did it without saying anything, and he just looked at me like he was gonna attack me.
Did it seem like it was like playing or horseplay or?
No, it really didn't. I looked into his eyes and I saw the anger for no reason, and I was really scared, so I got up and ran. And I tried to hide that I was hurt because I wanted to get out of school and get into my grandma's car.
Where you could just feel safe,
And
right?
tell her immediately, yeah.
Okay. On the way out of school, after this had happened,
Yeah.
the associate that you were talking to, did he end up catching up to you? Did you not see him again before leaving?
I did see him again, but he was behind me.
Okay. And then did he do anything else on the way out?
He hit the candy, because you have to remember it was Valentine's Day, and he hit the candy out of a girl's hand, and I grabbed it real quick. So
Was it just you, or did other kids go for the candy that fell out of this girl's hand?
other kids did, mainly my friend, and
Okay. So then after trying to reach for the candy that got knocked out, you walked outside to
Yes.
leave. And who picked you up?
my grandma.
Okay, so she was right outside to pick you up.
And she asked me how the day was, and I did tell her that I was body slammed, but I didn't necessarily tell her that.
You told her you were body slammed, or you told her that you got pushed into the locker and
I
hit
told
your
her that I
head?
got pushed in the locker and hit my head.
Okay. And then you told her about what happened with the candy getting pushed out of the girl's hand and that you went after the candy, right? And you told her when you got in the car, when she asked how the day was, you said that it was crazy in there, right?
Yes.
And I'm assuming that meant all the incidents that happened right at the end of the school day.
And it was it was pretty late in the school because it was almost time to go home, and it was like really late. So that was another reason I ran, because some of the teachers had gone home already, and it was open and nobody was there to see it. So I really didn't want to chance it. So
Okay.
yeah.
So you told your grandma that your head hurt,
Mm-hmm.
and you told her that you got pushed into a locker. Do you feel like you did a good job of telling her what happened?
No, I had maybe a concussion, but because I said the word very like, this happened, and this happened in different orders, and
Okay.
I said I'm very confused. And
Okay. So she might have thought that you meant something different.
Yes.
It didn't seem like it was weird, but to you, you probably didn't get across to her
Yes.
what really happened. And so when you said that your head hurt, what did she say?
She said take Advil because Advil helps every headache. She said take Advil, and I said I would, and I got home and I took Advil, and it somewhat felt better, but not really.
It didn't take it away.
Yeah, not really.
And then she just lives up the street from you,
Mhm.
so she said that if it doesn't get better,
To call her.
to call her.
Mm-hmm.
And then you went home,
Mhm.
you got a snack, you took Advil,
Mm-hmm.
and then you went to your room.
Mm-hmm.
And what were you doing in your
I was
room?
playing Fortnite, and I love Fortnite, as many of you know. So I just tried to focus on Fortnite and not worry about the damage to my head.
Okay. Did you feel like there was a lot of damage to your head, or you just thought that it got hit and it would be okay?
I thought it would be okay.
Just thought it was regular,
Yes.
a regular headache from just
And
kind of hitting your
I would
head?
have definitely. I really wish I could go back to that day, and just tell myself that, like, go to the doctor, go to the doctor, and I really kick myself every day for it.
Well, you didn't have a reason to know that it was as serious as it would.
Yes.
You thought it was a regular headache. You didn't know that it started a brain bleed that ended up being able to bleed for hours,
Yes.
causing a full stroke. So your mom and dad were at work when you first got out of school. Who was home when you came home?
When I came home, my sister was the only one home.
Okay, so she was kind of doing her own thing in her room, and
Yes.
you were playing Fortnite.
Mhm.
And then when your parents got home from work, they just came in and checked on you, and everything seemed okay. They asked if your head felt better,
Yeah.
and you said it was a little bit better, and so everything seemed normal. And then your parents left for
Going on a Valentine's Day date, because it was, it was Valentine's Day. It was the first day they had been out.
the first day we'd ever gone out,
Mm-hmm.
leaving you and your 19-year-old sister alone
Yeah.
ever, thinking that it would be okay to go for a while. But right before midnight,
Yeah, right before midnight at 11:52, I think. I got dizzy at first, and then I immediately felt the pain on the left side of my head, and everything just slowed down.
okay, so in our last video, you talked about the actual experience of the
Everything.
stroke.
Yeah.
And going to the hospital and not being able to use regular words, and the pain that you were in, not being able to stand up, all of those kind of things, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And so if people want to be able to watch that, it's the very first video on the Strokeism channel called The Day I Almost Died. So we do hope that if you haven't had a chance to watch that you will.
And I would like to thank all the people on my Snapchat and the people everywhere on my Instagram that just screenshotted it and posted it. I truly almost cried when I got 100 views. So I would have never imagined that it was almost at 1,000. So thank you very much.
And if anybody was there at the time that this happened,
Yes.
it's very hard for Jordan to remember some of the conversations and situations leading up to what happened, or if you have talked to the person who physically did this and have some information, we'd love to hear from you so that he can gain some insight into why or how this happened. And until next week,
Stay amazing.